Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel where we talk about books, manga, and sometimes anime. My name is Ceci and today I'm going to be talking about all the manga I've read from December all the way to April. So without any further ado, let's get started. I do want to say and mention that I tend to forget characters' names very easily, so do forgive me if I make a mistake. Anyways, let's get started with this first stack here, and I read Fire Force volume 1, volume 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So if you don't know what Fire Force is about, we follow this character right here. His name is Shinra, and he is basically in this world people can start burning. There's a specific word, but I can't remember for it right now. But they turn into these creatures all of a sudden. You know, like this guy, he's like riding the train, and all of a sudden he starts burning, and they turn into like this fire type of creature, like right there. And so they have like firefighters that go and help release them from their pain, is basically what they're saying, because they are still humans and basically they're still alive. So the fire forces have like a nun that helps release their soul from any pain and that sort of thing. So we basically follow Shinra, who is now joining the fire force of number 8. And that's part of the story, but basically there's a whole other plot to it, because there's a mystery, and that's basically that there's people that are getting turned into these these type of monsters, and they're trying to company number 8 is trying to figure out who is behind all of these sudden attacks and all of these sudden appearances of this type of attacks, and what is actually happening. And so that's the entire plot of Fire Force. I actually have only read up to volume 6, which in volume 6 we know that there's a new character added to their company, who is going to be part of, I'm not sure if this is a whole spoiler, but this character right here, he's part of the villains are turning all of these people, like have them to sudden combust. Is that the word? Anyways, this guy is part of that group that's causing all of these issues and all of that, and now he's been added to company 8, and that's basically the end of volume 6. So I need to read the other ones to figure out what happens, and once I do, hopefully I'll have a better review or something else to say. But I did enjoy reading this one, and this is by the same creator of Soul Eater. So if you want to read a shonen that's a bit different from others, because they do let you know who the bad guy is from the very beginning, do read this one. And just a little note, I'm recording this at night, so there's like a light on this side, and that's why it's like creating shadow. So sorry about that. Tomorrow is May 5th, and there's going to be a lot of noise around my neighborhood, so I decided to record this at night. Let's move on with the other series I read, and that was Kaiju number 8. So here is the first volume, the second one, the third one, and the fourth one. So I recently started rereading this one because I've had only read the second volume, and the reason why I decided to reread it was because the anime is out and there's currently only 3 episodes, and it covers, I think episode 4 is going to cover the entire first volume. So it ended on a cliffhanger, and I decided I wanted to know a lot more about the story, and so that's the reason why I decided to read the manga and up to volume 4. So kaiju number 8, we in this world of kaijus, so like monsters type of creatures, again, they show up out of nowhere, and Tokyo has officers that take care of them, that have like weapons and armor to help fight these monsters. And so with our main guy, who is Kafka, I like his name, it's really easy to pronounce. Anyways, Kafka is our main character, who is this is one thing that I really like about kaiju, and it's the fact that our main character is a 30-year-old man. This is Kafka. He has been dreaming of joining one of the kaiju forces, but sadly he has never passed the test, and so he works for the cleaning crew, basically the people that help clean everything after the kaiju forces go and kill the kaiju. And so he works for this company that helps clean up the mess that is left behind, and that's the plot. One of the big things about this story is that Kafka, it's a insect that turns him into a kaiju, and here he is. So he's a kaiju now, and he turns this is one of my favorite scenes especially this part. It's so funny. Anyway, Kafka is such a funny character, and we basically follow his story as he's trying to hide the fact that he's now a kaiju, and also trying to join the kaiju fighting forces. And that's basically everything about this story. There is a lot more, but I feel like if I continue to talk about this, it might get to spoil some of the other stuff that happened in the story. So if that interests you, there's currently out 9 volumes of the manga, and there's only 3 episodes of the anime. And the other mangas that I read is Perfect World. I read up to the 3 volumes that I owned, and here is the first one. The second one, and the third one. Okay, if you want to read a manga that's sad, if you want to have a hard time and you want to cry, I guess, read A Perfect World. I only read up to volume 3, which that's all I have of this manga, but it made me cry. Sorry, the reason why I didn't talk about this manga is because I don't know how to explain the story or the plot, or I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, it's a complicated story. I don't know what to tell you guys. Here is a bit of the blurb if you want to know what it's about. I have no words. I don't know how to explain what I felt, other than it made me sad, it made me frustrated, and I do plan to continue this story. I feel like it's such a great complicated story that needs to be told and be read, and I don't hear a lot of people talking about it, but even I don't know what to tell you. We basically follow these two characters. These two, they met when they were in high school, and she had a crush on him, but when he was in high school he had this like very serious girlfriend, so she never tried to confess her feelings for him. And then when they're adults they meet again, but this guy has changed from personality, as well as he is now in a wheelchair, and so it's the story of her trying to figure out and like get close to him now that he has changed so much, not only in physical but as well as emotionally, because he has been through something that it's very heavy in an emotional aspect, and he is trying very hard not to be a burden on her, because that's what he feels like, and I don't know, I really liked this story, the 3 volumes that I read, and I do plan to continue reading it, and that's how I'm going to leave this. Maybe I'll talk more about it once I've read the entire series. We shall see. But I've also read this. And let's move on to something a little bit more fun. I also read Delicious in Dungeon, Volumes 1. The covers on this manga series are so beautiful. And the second one, sorry. And the second one. Now, these volumes are not mine. They belong to my brother. And the reason why I started reading this manga is because Netflix has the anime, and I started watching the anime and completely fell in love with the anime style, the animation style, the art, the stories, the whole plot of this thing. And it's a very simple, very cute type of plot. We basically follow, okay, I took a water break. Okay, so we basically follow this guy. He is the main character along with all of these 3, and again his name is Laios. Let's call him Lai. So Lai is traveling in a dungeon, and his sister gets eaten by a dragon, and so the elf of their little company, adventure company, saves him and this other guy, this one right here, I don't remember his name, but this is the elf, and again I don't remember her name. So she saves him and takes him out of the dungeon, and so he is now determined to go and save his sister. The thing is that they don't have any money to buy food resources, and so Laos comes up with the idea that they should cook the creatures from the dungeons, and that's when this character shows up, because the first recipe that they tried turns out to be a whole disaster, and this guy sees their sad attempts at trying to cook these creatures, and he has lived in the dungeons for a really long time, and so he has learned how to properly cook those creatures. The thing about this manga is that it has a lot of dialogue and a lot of text, and it basically has to do with the fact that they talk a lot about the recipes that this guy is cooking. So if you're someone that doesn't enjoy to read a lot of text in a manga, you might not like this, but maybe give the anime a try. It's really good. And we are done with the first 2 stacks. Let's move on to the other stack of mangas that I've read. Delinquent Daddy and Tender Teacher, and here I have the second one. By the way, these are in no specific order. I just decided to stack together the series so it would make more sense. And so, Delinquent Daddy and Tender Teacher, we follow two main characters. These two, they met again when they were in high school, and Hitsuji. Okay, so Hitsuji is the teacher and the dad is Hatoyama. So Hitsuji had a crush on Hatoyama when they were in high school. He had no idea about his sexual orientation of, what's his name? Hitsuji. And so they meet again while they're adults, and he is now a teacher, and he is the homeroom teacher of Hatoyama's kid, who is such a cutie. This is the kid. He's so cute. And so he's struggling because he's a single dad, and so he's struggling to get along with his kid because his the kid's mom never allowed him to see him, so he's having a hard time. He also is not very good at cooking, and Hitsuji is really good, so he's like, teach me how to cook because my kid won't eat my food. So that's how they rekindle their friendship, which slowly but surely is going to start turning into a romantic relationship. And yeah, that's basically the story. We follow how they become a family and their struggles and all of that. And if you want to read something that's very cute, very wholesome, very fun, very a slice of life, I would recommend to read this BL. And it's not, let's see, it's older teen, so it doesn't have a lot of sexual content. So yes, give this one a read. And the other one that I read is Super Morning Star Volume 1. And the second one. Okay, I need to show you all. It's so pretty. I love the art of this manga. This is the art cover on the first one. So, where to start with this one? This is one of my favorite BLs. It's actually one of the first BLs I read when I first discovered BL. Anyways, we follow Honda and Kaido. Kaido, they're both in high school when the story starts, and Kaido is a very shy guy who everyone thinks is a gangster, but he's not. He's a very shy guy. And so one day Honda discovers that, what's his name? That Kaido works for this like acting company where they wear like tight suits and they play as, I'm going to say, Power Ranger type of characters. And so he discovers that Kaido is not as scary as everyone in his school seems to make him out to be, and they start to develop this type of friendship. But one thing is that Kaido has had a crush on Honda for a while now, and he's the happiest that he has ever been since their friendship started. And so he's having a lot of fun, but Honda hurts his feelings because he's a very possessive type of character. And so we see how their friendship starts to develop into something more. And again, the story does start when they're in high school, but it follows them as they graduate high school and once they're in their adult lives and working. And that's where things in their relationship starts to complicate a lot more. So if you want ABL that starts being cute but there's a lot more depth to it, definitely read this one. It's one of my favorites. I will always recommend this manga. Okay, now the following are just one volumes of different series that I've read, and I'm going to start with this one because this is the only volume 4 of Wolf Girl and Black Prince. And I know not everyone likes this story, but like I always say, it has a special place in my heart, and I really do like it. So in Wolf Girl and Black Prince, we follow Erika and Erika. And Erika makes this whole thing up where she apparently has a boyfriend but she doesn't, and then she takes a picture of Kyoya one day, and she's like, this is my boyfriend, but then they're like, oh, her friends are like, hey, that's Kyoya, we know him. And so she makes a deal with Kyoya, and she's like, can you pretend to be my boyfriend, and so my friends won't like make fun of me or something like that. And Kyoya is like, okay, sure, but you're going to have to be my dog. And that's how their story starts. And right now in volume 4, we see that how Kyoya doesn't treat Erika really well, and that's one of the reasons why people don't really like this manga. But I enjoy the drama, so I'm always going to love this manga, mainly for the drama. It's entertaining. Okay, moving on to Hatsuharu. I only own the first volume of this one, and I did like the story, the art, the blush. Stop. It's so cute. What are the names of the characters? So Kai and Riko, they have been friends since they were, well, not friends, but they known each other since they were kids. And so one day Kai notices that Riko has a crush on one of the teachers, and I guess he starts to develop feelings for her after noticing this. Something like that. I've only read the first volume, but I do plan to continue reading the series. And another one volume that I read is Skip and Loafer, and this is really funny. I don't know what I was expecting, but it was not this, and it was a very great surprise. I guess this is more of comedy slice of life. Maybe it is a shoujo, I don't know, but so far the first volume to me felt like a slice of life and comedy. And so we basically follow her and her high school life. That's all I got from the first volume. And again, it's another series that I do plan to continue. And the disappointment, it's Rose and Blood, has dust. Rose and Blood is about vampires, I think. One of the things I said in the reading blog that I made for this one was the fact that this story jumps a lot. Like there would be a panel when the girl is cleaning windows, and then it would jump immediately to another panel where she's like talking to this random character, and it's like, so is this the same day or the following day? I was more confused while reading this, and I actually did not enjoy it, and I did not like it, and I'm very sad because I really do like the cover, and it's about vampires. I love stories about vampires, and very disappointed that I did not like this one. Okay, the other one that I read, which was recently, is The Ice Guy and the Cool Girl. So this one is very cute and very fast to read, and it's amazing. You sometimes you just want to read something that's fast and quick, and you get the plot in one sitting. And we basically follow, again, I don't remember the name, is Himuro and Futsujuki. I honestly don't remember who is who. But we follow these two characters, and he is the descendant of the what? Oh, of his snow spirit. And so whenever he has really strong emotions, he's going to freeze. Literally, he's going to make snow happen randomly. And the way he blushes, I love when mangakas make the guys blush and they make it very obvious. For example, this picture. love, 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 love. So right here he's like frozen, and so we basically follow them on their day-to-day work place. This guy definitely has a crush on her, and I feel like she's starting to develop feelings for him. And that's basically all I got from the first volume, and it was enough for me to want to continue to buy this manga. And the last one is ATL, which is Whisper Me a Love Song. Himari and Jori. So Himari sees Jori one day at their school entrance ceremony, and she hears her singing. Yeah, she hears her sing, and she claims to fall in love at first sight, which then she immediately goes and tells Jori that she has fallen in love at first sight. And Jori is like super shy about it, and she's confused. But later we learn that Jori apparently has also fallen in love with what was her name? Himari. But turns out that everything was a misunderstanding, because her love at first sight is different from her love at first sight. So we're going to see how this is going to turn out and how their story is going to start developing. And that's pretty much the first volume, and I do plan to continue this series. And that's all I've read from December all the way into April. I don't know how I managed to read all of this, but I discovered a manga that I didn't like, and a lot of mangas I did like and plan to continue buying. And yes, I'm very happy. That's it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.